at the trend. Does it go up? Does it go down? Is it kind of crazy like that? Or is it very stable? And I love stability. I love sites that have a few years of very stable traffic. That's best. I would also look at the traffic sources, of course, to see that the traffic is coming from. Is it organic? Is it social? Do you know why it's coming? Do you know how to maintain it, how to increase it? I would also look at the top content. What are the most popular pages on a website? Maybe it's just one page receiving 80% of the traffic. That's not very good. If you have many pages receiving a little bit of traffic each, that's much better. That's less risk. Also, I would look at the countries. As you know, US traffic is a lot more valuable than Indian traffic, unfortunately. So you would want to have the traffic from tier 1 countries where you can get more money from ads or from selling products. So let's summarize quickly what we've discussed today. First of all, we've covered the opportunities in buying established online businesses, the profit multiples, the growing market, and the very wide range of businesses you can buy. We've discussed a little bit how to prepare, what are some things you need to figure out and decide for yourself before you go and buy a website. We've discussed a little bit about learning a few things before you start. And also my advice to you all is start small. Go and first buy a smaller website, see if you can maintain it properly, see if it's profitable, and then once you get more comfortable, go and buy a bigger website. So now you know how to buy a profitable website. And I'd like to wish you all good luck with it. And I hope that you make a lot of money and be able to master this form of investment. I believe that buying an established business, established online business, is the best investment that you can make today, but only if you know what you are doing, only if you are following a system. And now, do we have any questions?
Good presentation and good opportunity for people. So I have a website which has around 300,000 hits. We provide emails and people come online to access their emails every day. So I'm just curious that what kind of valuations you get for these kind of traffics.
Is it 10,000 visitors? Does it produce revenue?
300,000.
Oh, is that,
visitors.
Does it make revenue?
Yeah, it is a revenue.
Oh,
so it's an email service. So it's a paid email service.
So generally, websites are priced as a profit multiple. So it also depends how old is a website, how long has it been stable, how much time or effort do you have to spend to maintain it, how reliable is the traffic. But on average, you can expect to get something like 2.5 years worth of profit. And this is calculated based on your average of the past, let's say 6 months or over the past 12 months.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions? Can we show the slide where the contact details are shown, please? Yes. Yeah, sure. I'll just bring the mic over. Mic.
Thank you. Michael, so there are a couple of platforms online where people buy their websites or sell their websites, of course. But a lot of times I've burnt my hands buying website on Flippa. So what is your take on such platforms where there is no intermediary like yourself involved, where who we can actually trust, right? So what is your take on such platforms? Because you're not sure if you're going to get the right asset, I would say, because obviously these are the digital assets. So what's your take on that?
Yes, so the question is regarding buying on Flippa. It's right that on Flippa you have to be extra careful, so you have to do more due diligence than you would if you buy from a broker. But one good thing about Flippa is that you can use Flippa escrow, and that protects you, so you can pay the money and you get the website, and you have maybe a couple days to evaluate it, to see if everything is working as expected, and then only when you confirm it and you release the funds to the seller. So it's important to take advantage of the Flippa escrow and not just pay directly. Another important aspect of buying on Flippa, I usually try to actually do a lot of research on the seller, not just on the website. Is it someone that has active online presence? A Facebook profile, Twitter, some other social profiles, many other websites? Is it someone who looks like trustworthy? I would often also ask them a few questions, have a conversation, maybe have a phone call to make me feel more comfortable. And also, it's important, of course, to look at the numbers, ask to see all the stats, all the revenue screenshots, so that you can verify and confirm that the reported revenue is indeed the same as in the screenshots. And there is a lot of websites on Flippa, so you should not feel like you found an amazing deal and just go for it and buy it quickly. You should always take your time to research. Do not rush into it. You can always find a good deal later.
Thank you, Michael. Follow-up question is, there are times when you see there is a standard or a stable source of income for a couple of months and the traffic, but eventually goes down after a few months. I'm not sure how they do this, but it has happened. That I bought a lot of sites from Flippa. What happens is after 2 or 3 months, the traffic source declines, the revenue starts declining. So that's where I think the escrow is not very successful intermediary for Flippa. So if there's some suggestion that you have on that. I mean, of course, due diligence is something very important, but there are times when there are very substantial proofs or screenshots, of course. So yeah, you miss something and you buy that kind of assets.
Okay, so that's a very good question. The question is, often what happens is you buy a website on Flippa and it looks good, everything seems good, and then a few months later the traffic drops, revenue drops. So how do you prevent that? And the main reason, unfortunately, is that many people on Flippa build websites just to sell them. So when they build a website, they optimize it for that moment of sale. They don't really plan long term. They don't build it to have a long-term success. They build it just for the short term. They sell it at the peak. And this comes down to having that system, to knowing what you are looking for, to understanding your niche, understanding the type of website that you will buy. So if you buy a website with SEO traffic, you have to have some basic idea of what it means to check backlinks, what it means to look at the content. And these are the only main two things. Is the content good quality? Are the backlinks good? And you can also talk to the seller, of course, and ask some questions, get some more details, how they maintain a website. And the best thing, especially if you are dealing with someone who has many feedbacks and many previous websites, is find a website they sold a few months ago. Find a website they previously sold, the same seller, and look at it, check it. Is it still stable? You can use something like SEMrush. It's a popular SEO tool, SEMrush or Ahref. There are many tools that allow you to check a website ranking. And you can see if it's stable, if it's performing well, or if it dropped. And if you see that one of the websites that the same seller sold a few months ago is now offline, or is now has much less traffic, that's not a good sign. Thank you very much for the question. Do we have any more questions?
Hello? I have one question.
Yeah.
There are many free website evaluators available. When you Google it, you get many free website evaluators. Should we trust their evaluations for our websites?
There are some automated tools that allow you to evaluate a website. I would say that they are not very good, they are not very reliable, in the same way that automated valuations for domain names are usually not very reliable. The best way to quickly evaluate a website is look at some similar sales. So for example, if you want to buy a blog about, I don't know, sports, you would go on Flipper and find some recent sales of a very similar blog, and that can give you a good idea on the price. You can also use the services of one of the brokers. Many of them would give you a free evaluation. And you can usually just use the same metric of profit multiple. So you look at your average profit over the past 6 months, and you just multiply it by about 30, and you get a quick idea of what you can expect. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you've enjoyed and learned some new things, and I hope that you'll make some money from your next website purchase. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Michael, thank you so much for this insightful presentation. I saw a lot of people taking notes, so you're going to get some very high quality applications now, right? So I hope everybody's going to go over to Domain Magnet and look at all the wonderful work you're doing. Thank you so much, particularly for making it all the way here. Thank you, Michael. Large round of applause, please, for Michael. All right. Please allow me just a moment for the changeover. Just have our next speaker up on the stage very soon.